Sometimes when we are born, things happen after the time that we're born, throughout our lives, throughout our childhood, and there's a shattering of your self-esteem. It's kind of like if you go out to a range and you're shooting a gun, and that gun, blasts a hole in the target. And when something traumatic happens and it's not healed at the time, it leaves that blasted feeling inside of your self-esteem. And that's how that invisible hole originally starts to form. That here you are going along unexpectedly, wham, something happens traumatic. It could have been an accident, it could have been surgery, it could have been abuse, it could have been betrayal, it could have been any number of things. But when that happened and it hit you so hard, you didn't think, what's wrong with out there? It affected you so deeply, you felt defective. As I've said many times, you are not defective. Something blasted through your protective zone and invaded you. And so now we need to work on how to heal that, because if it's left unhealed, then you have that gaping open hole. And that's the hole that the addiction is constantly trying to fix. And you don't need to fix it with any addiction. That just makes the hole grow bigger and bigger and bigger and want more and more and more. So we have to heal that early trauma that created that blast effect. And I want you to know that you can heal that. Now, when you're little and something bad happens, if you are allowed to cry on your mother's shoulder and talk about it and get it out, you would have healed right then and there, right back then. But instead, it got buried alive. And so it's like acid eating away on that target. And now it's going to be harder because you're going to be afraid to do it. So I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to be willing to trust that you were made in such a way that no matter what happened to you, you can heal. And I assure you, as someone who went through a lot of trauma myself, you can do this and you will feel so much better. It's like you're carrying a bullet inside of your gut. So you got shot, and you don't want to have the bullet removed. It's kind of like this thing going on all the time. You don't have any idea how much it's affecting you. And then you get diagnosed and you're told, all you have to do is remove the bullet and you're going to feel so much better. But just the thought of going through that surgery is like overwhelming. It's the same thing with your emotional healing. There's things that have to be removed so that that space can open up for the joy and peace that you were born with. As long as that bullet's in there, you're not going to be able to heal. So I want you to have the courage to do this. And you have to go back to the previous step, that it's not you that's defective. There's something inside of you that simply needs to be healed. And once that happens, you're going to be free of this underlying cause. So don't forget that right there on your screen, all you have to do is click the button, and there's a free meditation. And in that meditation, it's going to help you to open up your heart. When your heart is open, the truth will be able to be faced. And then after you do that, you can take the free questionnaire, the self-evaluation, answer it honestly, which will be much easier to do after that meditation. And this will set you into the path of your recovery.